Picture this, it's the 2022 playoffs, Warriors versus Grizzlies, and the basketball world is about to witness a moment that would define a career, but not in the way anyone expected. Gary Payton II goes up for a layup, defenseless in midair, and wham! Dillon Brooks clubs him across the head, fracturing his elbow and ending his postseason. Steve Kerr's face said it all, he broke the code.
I don't know if it was intentional, but it was dirty in this league. There's a code that players follow. This is a guy who's been toiling the last 6 years trying to make it in this league. In the playoffs, this should be the time of his life. The guy comes in and whacks him across the head in midair. He broke the code. Dillon Brooks broke the code. That's how I see it.
But here's the thing, that wasn't where it started, and it damn sure wasn't where it ended, because 3 years later in December 2025, Brooks is still doing the exact same thing, now clotheslining Steph Curry with the same reckless abandon that got him suspended in the first place. The refs, they gave him a flagrant one and let him stay in the game. Steve Kerr, he went ballistic, calling it one of the dirtiest moves I've ever seen.
Can you not be upset? I mean, this is a guy who broke Gary's elbow in the playoffs, clotheslining him with one of the dirtiest plays I've ever seen.
So how did a second-round pick from Canada become the most hated player in the NBA? How did a guy who idolized Draymond Green end up being publicly destroyed by him on a podcast? And why, despite everything, does Dillon Brooks keep doubling down on the chaos? This is the story of a villain nobody asked for, but one the NBA can't seem to get rid of. Most people think Dillon Brooks became a menace in the NBA. Dead wrong. The warning signs were flashing bright as hell back in college at the University of Oregon. It's March 2016, and Oregon is facing Duke in the Sweet 16. Brooks is balling out, 22 points, and his team is demolishing Coach K's squad.
Player this year. That was pretty impressive.
Constantly looking for that seam burn to try to squeeze by. There you go.
You mean like that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I got it. You got it? I understand that. Matt Jones.
Yeah, they're good.
Rejected.
Yeah, they're good. They're good across that baseline.
Jordan Bell. Duke.
Duke is trying to drive.
But with the game already over and time expired, Brooks launches a three-pointer anyway. The shot splashes through, and Brooks celebrates like he just won the championship. Duke's bench absolutely livid. Coach K confronts him after the game, and here's where it gets interesting. Brooks tells the media that Coach K said, "You're too good of a player to be showing off like that." But when reporters ask Coach K about it, the legendary coach lies and says, "I didn't say that," except there's literal audio of him saying it. The man got caught in 4K and had to release a statement backtracking.
I didn't say that.
Oh, because he apparently said of you that you were right.
You can say whatever you want. Dillon Brooks is a hell of a player. I said, you're a terrific player. And you can take whatever he said and then go with it.
But that wasn't even the worst of it. Throughout his time at Oregon, Brooks was racking up flagrant fouls left and right. He kicked an opponent in the groin and got ejected with the flagrant 2. Then came what Good Morning America called the worst flop of all time. A full-body dry heave that looked like someone hit him with a taser. The man got roasted on national television for his acting skills. Yet despite all the antics, Brooks was undeniably talented. He won Pac-12 Player of the Year in his junior season and carried Oregon deep into March Madness.
How does it feel, Pac-12 Player of the Year?
It feels good, just to get recognized by, the Pac-12. Last year was a bummer, but this year's a great year, and I just feel proud of myself.
In his draft combine interview, he described himself as energetic and someone who plays his heart out. That part was true, but what he left out was that he'd play so hard he'd trip, flop, and foul his way into everyone's bad side.
Working out, getting a feel of things, getting a feel of the three-point shot, just working hard and trying to better myself and work on my strengths.
Brooks entered the NBA as the 45th pick in the 2017 draft, selected by the Houston Rockets and immediately shipped to Memphis. For a second-round pick, expectations were low, but Brooks had other plans. He came out the gate hot, showing flashes of potential on both ends of the floor. By his rookie season, he'd already earned a spot in the Rising Stars Challenge, representing Team World. His defense was tenacious, his confidence was sky high, and he was locking up all stars. During a game against Portland, Damian Lillard got so fed up with Brooks' arm barring and physical play that he started jawing at him mid-game. That's when you knew Brooks was becoming a problem.
With a move by Brooks, it was deflected, it's loose, hold on, hold on, hold on!
But here's where the Golden State saga began. In 2020, Andre Iguodala, still technically a Grizzly, refused to play for Memphis and demanded a trade. He wanted to be on a contending team, not a rebuilding project. Brooks took it personally. He didn't want to be part of what we're building. Brooks said, "No, send him back to the Warriors. We don't care. I can't wait till we find a way to trade him so we can play him and show him what Memphis is really about." Ja Morant backed him up, tweeting support. And just like that, the Warriors-Grizzlies rivalry was born. But it was all love at first. Steph Curry was cool about it, saying Brooks was playing well and wishing him the best. LeBron even trolled Brooks with a too small gesture after dunking on him, and Brooks just took it on the chin. For a moment, it seemed like Brooks was just a fiery competitor, but then 2022 happened. The 2022 playoffs, Memphis versus Golden State, second round. This was the series that turned Dillon Brooks from tough defender to certified villain. Game 2. Gary Payton II drives to the basket, elevates for a layup, and Brooks, trailing behind, swings wildly and smacks him across the head. Payton crashes to the ground, clutching his arm. Fractured elbow, season over. Steve Kerr didn't mince words. He broke the code.
He broke the code. Dillon Brooks broke the code.
In this league, there's a code players follow. You don't put a guy's season or career in jeopardy. Dillon Brooks broke the code.
At the end, he tried to brace himself, which is natural.
The NBA suspended Brooks for 1 game and fined him. Warriors players and staff were furious. They wanted a longer suspension. Draymond Green posted on Snapchat, "That's what a flagrant 2 really looks like." Meanwhile, Brooks, he gave a half-hearted apology and said he didn't mean to injure him, but his tone said otherwise. The worst part? Brooks didn't learn a damn thing. Later in that same series, he shoved Steph Curry from behind, earning another flagrant foul. The Grizzlies lost the series, but before they did, Brooks had some parting words. "They know we're coming every year. We're young and they're getting old. Spoiler alert, those old guys went on to win another championship." Fast forward to the Christmas 2022. The Warriors and Grizzlies are set to face off again, and Brooks is talking big. Steph Curry isn't playing, but Brooks doesn't care. He's got his eyes on Klay Thompson. "I hope Klay plays," Brooks said before the game. "I got Klay. I like that matchup better. He was talking a little smack when we lost, so I'm going to show him what type of defense I got." Surely this ends well for him, right? Nope. Klay Thompson absolutely cooked him. Brooks went 1 for 6 from 3, and the Warriors demolished Memphis on Christmas Day. After the game, Klay had a message. "You can't talk dynasty when you haven't won before. That's premature." But Brooks still wouldn't shut up. In an ESPN interview, he said the Grizzlies were building a dynasty, completely ignoring the fact that they hadn't won a single championship.
We all had the vision and he didn't, which is perfect. Send him back to the Warriors and let him, do his thing over there. But we were, from the beginning, we were growing a base. We had a base. And we just kept building and building and building, and more guys got on the train, and we were able to, create something like this and, keep building this dynasty and this program up to, new heights. And it's just an amazing feeling to see guys grow every single year.
And then he made the ultimate mistake. He came for Draymond Green. "I don't like Draymond at all," Brooks told reporters. "I don't like Golden State. His game is cool, but if you put him anywhere else, you're not going to know who Draymond is." Oh boy, Draymond Green caught wind of this and unleashed one of the most legendary podcast rants in NBA history. If you ever wonder why the Memphis Grizzlies are not ready to compete for a championship, look no further than this idiot right here. You were a little kid in high school watching us win championships. You're a fan. You talk about dynasty? The dynasty starts after you, not with you. Because it ain't happening right now. You're not a champ. You're a clown. Draymond didn't stop there. He pointed out that Brooks had 15 technical fouls, only 1 less than Draymond himself. He reminded everyone that he had 4 rings, multiple All-Star appearances, a Defensive Player of the Year award, and 2 Olympic gold medals. Meanwhile, Brooks had a lot of flagrant fouls, and a reputation for being reckless. The internet ate it up. Kendrick Perkins joined the roast, saying Brooks was tricking y'all on defense and hurting his team more than helping.
Oh, this is a picture right here. He poured honey on him. That's what Dillon Brooks did. He poured honey. He poured honey on himself.
Even Shannon Sharp got in on the action, though that beef took a weird turn when Brooks and Sharp got into a heated exchange courtside during a Lakers-Grizzlies game.
He just does a lot of things that's unnecessary, and I don't believe that's, you know, sometimes people say, well, that's his style of play. That ain't no style of play, bro. You gonna hurt somebody out there. And if, you know, if that's all they're gonna let you do, if they're gonna let you shove guys in the back, hell, they can hire me. Just let me come in at 55 years of age, and I can do exactly what Dillon Brooks do. Guy gets on the breakaway, I can shove him in the back. I can go up for a rebound, pretend like I'm trying to get a rebound, and club the guy upside his head. Man, that's unnecessary. That is not basketball.
But the Draymond beef was just one chapter. Brooks was on a collision course with the entire NBA. Donovan Mitchell took a groin shot from Brooks and went off in his post-game interview. I've been busting his ass for years. It's tough when you can't guard somebody, so you gotta resort to that. We've all seen it.
Brooks with the shove by Donovan. You can see the ensuing melee.
And I believe that gentleman in the gray who grabbed Brooks and took him to the ground was Grizzlies.
Mike Conley, Brooks' own former teammate, got hit with a dangerous foul. Mike Conley, the nicest guy in the league. If you're making dirty plays on Mike Conley, you've gone too far. Anthony Edwards, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Chris Middleton, the list goes on. Brooks had beef with half the league. He led the NBA in technical fouls, racked up over $250,000 in fines during his Memphis tenure, and got ejected multiple times. Even the fans turned on him. During a home game in Memphis, the crowd booed him. His own fans. Brooks' response? I get booed everywhere, so it was only right to get booed in my own arena. At that point, Memphis had seen enough. After the 2023 season, The Athletic reported that the Grizzlies told Brooks he wouldn't return under any circumstances. They cut ties, and Brooks signed a 4-year, $80 million deal with the Houston Rockets. Brooks' time in Houston was interesting. He had a solid 2023-24 season, averaging 12.7 points, and playing a key role in the Rockets' defensive identity. He even made the all-defensive second team for the first time in his career, a legitimate accomplishment, but the chaos never stopped. In March 2024, Brooks was suspended for one game after picking up his 16th technical foul of the season.
Means he is looking to score the basketball.
Yeah, he's put up big numbers in his last 4 games against the Rockets, including 2 straight 20-point games, and he strips it away from Brooks, and then Brooks ends up getting him.
Here, Dillon's in the post-up, turns, and whoo!
Running on the floor, kick ball. The players been reviewed for possible hostile act.
Yes.
Then he got suspended again after accumulating 18 techs.
After having his ankle stepped on.
Oh, Brooks crams it in. A little sneaky, explosive at the end. And a technical foul. He's going to be suspended the next game.
He can't help himself. Energy and tenacity. But he won't leave.
He also shoved a cameraman to the floor during the game against the Miami Heat, earning a $35,000 fine. Still, Brooks helped Houston climb to the 2nd seed in the West, and his veteran presence was valued by the young Rockets squad. For a minute, it looked like maybe, just maybe, Brooks was maturing, and then he got traded to Phoenix. In July 2024, Brooks was part of a massive 7-team trade that sent him and Jalen Green to the Phoenix Suns in exchange for Kevin Durant heading to Houston. Brooks was excited about the move, saying, I love the trade. It gives me and Jalen an opportunity to showcase with Phoenix. But showcase what exactly? More flagrant fouls and fines? November 2024, Brooks gets into it with Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. After the game, he fouls out and confronts the officials, earning a $35,000 fine for directing inappropriate language toward game officials. December 2024, Brooks makes a lewd gesture during a game against the Indiana Pacers. Another fine, this time $25,000. December 17th, 2025, the big one, Suns versus Lakers. Brooks and LeBron James have been jawing at each other all game. With the Suns down 20, Brooks sparks a comeback and hits a clutch 3 to give Phoenix the lead. On the next possession, LeBron drives and makes contact with Brooks. No call. Brooks confronts LeBron, gets his second technical foul, and is ejected from the game. Brooks later claimed LeBron is a social media junkie who keeps tabs on him online. LeBron, meanwhile, had to be held back after Brooks allegedly threw a ball at him earlier in the game. December 19th, 2025, Warriors versus Suns. The rematch everyone was waiting for. With 40 seconds left in the game on the line, Steph Curry goes up for a 3. Brooks contests and clotheslines Curry across the chest. The refs review it and call it a flagrant 1, allowing Brooks to stay in the game. Steve Kerr was furious. This is the same guy who broke Gary Payton's elbow in the playoffs with one of the dirtiest moves I've ever seen. There's a history here. Players can now deliberately target a shooter and only get a flagrant 1. Maybe that's the new approach. The Warriors reached out to the league, but the NBA's last 2-minute report confirmed the call was correct. Kerr's response, "I don't understand the purpose of replay if a player isn't ejected for literally striking someone." Brooks' excuse, "I need to do some soul searching." But then he followed it up by saying he was just being aggressive and that refs have discretion on what to call. Translation, he's not sorry. The next night, Brooks picked up another late game foul in a crucial moment. And Suns fans started asking the real question: do the Suns have a ref problem or a Dillon Brooks problem? Even Brooks admitted it after the game. "I know I have a problem with fouling late." By December 2025, Dillon Brooks has accumulated over $400,000 in career fines for more than 100 incidents. He's averaging a career high in scoring this season, but he's also on pace to lead the league in technicals. Again, his nickname on Basketball Reference, Dillon the Villain. And you know what? He's leaning into it. When asked about his reputation, Brooks shrugs it off. "I don't play with malice. I'm just being aggressive. It's a matter of the ref's discretion," but the evidence says otherwise. The Gary Payton injury, the Steph Curry clothesline, the Donovan Mitchell groin shot, the Mike Conley takedown, the constant confrontations with officials, the ejections, the suspensions. At what point does being aggressive become being reckless? At what point does playing hard become playing dirty? Steve Kerr thinks the line was crossed years ago. Donovan Mitchell agrees. So does Draymond Green, Kendrick Perkins, and half the NBA. But Dillon Brooks, he's not changing. If anything, he's doubling down. So here we are, December 2025. Dillon Brooks is 29 years old, playing for his 3rd team in 3 years, and still making headlines for all the wrong reasons. He's a good defender, legitimately good. He's made an all-defensive team. He's helped teams win games, but he's also a walking controversy, a ticking time bomb who racks up fines and flagrants like they're going out of style. The question isn't whether Dillon Brooks will stop. He won't. The question is how long until the NBA finally does something about it, because at this rate, Brooks isn't just breaking the code, he's rewriting it. And every time he gets away with another flagrant one, every time he confronts another official, every time he clotheslines another superstar, the message gets clear. The NBA's biggest villain isn't going anywhere, and honestly, he wouldn't have it any other way.